All right, guys, so just a little prelude to this video I'm putting together about starting my tractor set for 2 years and all that stuff. 25 years ago, after my dad passed away, this farm over here that my sister owns now, my dad was putting hay up on it. There was 25 acres of pasture and 25 acres of hay ground. There was a little bit of hay out here east of the house. He had the old 400 that I was using today and a 990 International mower conditioner. And those old mowers were pretty good old mowers for their day. I think he wore out 3 of them that I recall. We put up a lot of hay at one time. A gob of hay, and farmed a lot of ground. So anyway, after he passed away, I went out here east of the house and mowed this little patch of hay. And I don't remember, it might have been 10 or 12 acres in it. And it was in some terraces. It's all in corn ground now. And when I got done, it looked like some kid had mowed it. And I went, gee, Manetly. And then I sat down and figured, and it had been 24 or 5 years since I'd mowed any hay. And so I thought, well, I didn't feel quite so bad about that. But man, it was pretty, I left a little bit on the ends. So to finish that story up, though, I went over to the farm over north here where I was working at today, and mowed that 25 acres that is alongside the road. Mostly grass, a little bit of clover, trefoil in it, and some timothy, although I didn't see much timothy coming this time, so it's kind of weeded out. And I've frost seeded 2 or 3 times with some fertilizer and throwed some clover and trefoil back in it, trying to keep it established a little bit. A lot of fescue in it. But anyway, guys, and I didn't fertilize it this year. I did throw a little nitrogen on it last year, and it can tell. I can tell. I mowed about half of it before I broke my mower. Anyway, to finish the story about, I took the old 400 of Dad's and that 990 mower over there and started in on that 25 acres. After the dew was off, I started mowing low gear in the old 400, and I know the sickle was wore out, the guards were all wore out. I did pull the sickle out and sharpen the sections with a 4-inch grinder to help it a little bit. But it was low gear with that old girl all day long. I mowed the back swath out at dark. And now it takes me somewhere around 4.5 hours to mow it. 13-foot disc conditioner, and I don't run it real fast. The ground's a little rough. I don't like to bounce around so much like that. It does a great job of mowing, and it's quite an improvement from what I had to start out with. I had another New Holland mower, and had some problems with it. 2 or 3 of the cutter bar sections were leaking grease. I could fill those up and mow that 25 acres and none of them would be empty, but they would be leaking. And so 2 years ago, I did sell that mower and bought this, I think it's H7450 or something like that. It's 13-foot disc conditioner. It's seen a little bit of action. I'm going to say I knew the guy that bought it. He might not have been quite a ramrod, but I'm going to say some of the guys that worked for him were. But anyway, it's been a pretty decent mower. I haven't had to do too much to it until yesterday when one of the turtles broke. Actually, it just broke the end off where the what they call a riser or crop riser and knife blade bolts onto it. After I found the piece, it went shooting across the hay and in front of the tractor, or underneath the tractor, and I seen it. And I went, what the heck? And I stopped and got it. It had been cracked for a while. So tomorrow I'm going to go get some parts to fix it up and then finish the mowing up. But I just wanted to interject that story about taking all day with the old 400 and the 990 mower. Later on, I did put all new guards and a new sickle in it. Made a lot of difference in that old mower. And them mowers worked really good in their day. They were a pretty good mower. I'd hate to have to go back to it now after this. And one of the things also, just I'll throw out there is, now it worked yesterday. I mowed that stuff yesterday. I got a little late start. It might have been close to noon when I started. Boy, I'm yawning. Sorry. When I finished up, some of that first 3 or 4 rounds would have bailed. Of course, it was hot yesterday. It was in the 80s and the wind was blowing. It's not real heavy. And of course, the grass is ripe. But there's some good undergrowth in it yet. I think we got 22 bales off of half of that. So it's going to be somewhere around 50 bales for that patch. Not as much as it should be, but I didn't fertilize it either. So anyway, I finished raking all that clover field. There can be a lot of hay in that. So it looks pretty decent. It is a little past. It needed to be done a couple weeks ago when it was in full bloom. But my equipment wasn't ready to go. My tractor wasn't finished. I was working on that. So much for the excuses, guys. But I just wanted to share that story about taking so much time to mow that all day in low gear. So we've upped the game just a little bit from what we were working with. So anyway, I'll stop there. I'll throw this together with the rest of the video, starting the tractor after setting 2 years, all that stuff. So I'll roll it all together and may upload it this evening. After I go home, take a shower, I may just crash and burn. The last 2 days I spent 10 or 12 hours on 3 different tractors. I've done some mowing here at home, so I'm about tractored out for a day or so. I do got to go get some parts for this disc conditioner tomorrow, but that's another story. All right, see you later, guys. Okay, guys, we're going to see how this goes. This is an old 400 fARMALL my dad had for years. I've used it for the last who knows how many years, just raking hay. If I remember right, the battery that was in this tractor was almost 12 years old before it failed. One of the things I think is going on here, what's helping it too, is whoever wired up the GM alternator on it just put a toggle switch on to turn the juice off to the alternator, and it won't start unless that toggle switch is on. So the circuit is completely dead. It doesn't do anything. When you turn the key, I just tried it a minute ago. The other day I turned the switch, flipped the switch on, bumped the starter just to see if the battery's up. It's been 2 years ago, in June of 24 was the last time I used this tractor. Last year I had my heart attack and I had all my hay work hired done, so it was just set here. We'll see what happens. I threw about 3 gallons of gas in it. The gas has been turned off. I've got it choked and about half throttle here. I'll make sure the choke is on, and then I'll just reach up here and turn the switch on, and turn the key and we'll see what we get. It's in neutral, switch is on. Let's see what we get here. Oh, come on, don't do this to me, girlie. Full years. Set, not running. It's amazing. It's real good. The little girl does have a busted exhaust manifold. Does have a hydraulic leak underneath the valve stack in the console. Need to get that fixed. But anyway, it'll work for the day. I got to rake some hay.